Hello, everyone. Good morning and welcome to Watercolor Wednesday. It's a big one today. There are three big things that I need to show you guys, and we're going to get to it. So, this is going to be a really fun Watercolor Wednesday, which, anytime there's a new release, it's so fun for us to get ready and come on and show you because we've been working on these things for weeks and it takes a lot to put them together. So, we're always super excited. There's always a lot of excitement going on around here when it is time to release something new to you guys. So I hope you will love it as much as we do. We're going to get to a project today. And if you got on a little bit early, you saw the preview of the new bundle for Halloween. And if you know me, I love I love the party part of Halloween. So the candy, that's at number one on my list, the candy. And just seeing the kids all dressed up and going trick-or-treating, it was always one of my favorites when I was a kid. And so it just sort of takes me back there. I just love the fun and, the whole party side of it. So it's always fun for me to put these projects together. And I have a new journal that I'm going to show you, a new class for that journal. So I'll take you through that. I'll take you through the bundle that has all of the new stuff. And then we're going to do a project today. So I'm excited about that too. So let me just, I need to see my people on here. So let me say hi to everyone before we get into it. Let's see. Okay, what does Diana say? She says she's got to pop on quick and then she's got to skedaddle. So we'll catch her on the replay for sure. Okay, Kathy Warren Akers is in the house. Ellen, hello to you. Lori, watching from Gilbert, hello. Faith, good morning. Sandy and Suska, hello. Thank you guys for all your positive comments. It means so much to me when you say these positive things. Like you guys, you have no idea how much that means to me. So thank you for your positive comments that you guys do. Joy, hello from Wildemar. Christy, good morning from Illinois. Well, I guess it's not morning for you. So afternoon, Christy. Simone has already placed her order. Okay, Simone, way to get on it. Thank you for that. Barb, you are on time. We are just starting. She says, am I on time or did I miss it? You are on time. And actually probably early. So Sherry, hello. Tony, hello. Tony from Oregon, Salem. Tony, you are in our backyard. Welcome. So glad to have you on here. Barb, hello. Sherry, let's see. Rainy Washington. You know what? It's rainy here too. Raining. It's kind of a little bit, ominous because it feels like in Oregon, once it starts raining, it just doesn't stop. It just continues. And so we try to push it off as late as we can, hopefully into October. So I guess, this is October 1st. So it's held off a ways. So I guess we can't complain. Okay, let's see. Who else is on? Teresa, hello. Teresa says she's going to buy it when she gets here next week. So, Teresa, are you talking about Kim's class? Because that is going to be so fun. She's a great teacher, and we're going to have a great time together. So, I assume that's what you're talking about. Let's see. Jane, hello. Good morning. Tony, good morning. Kristen, hello. Happy October to you too. Let's see. Polly, Eagle. Okay, yes, Polly, hello. Julie and Laura and Barbara. Julie says this looks so fun. It is. These sets are just the absolute funnest, you guys. And I put them in a journal, of course, because I just love journals and I love having, a bit of a theme to it. But they are great for cards, any of them, or great for a little gift bag or, a little gift card or anything like that. They're all standalone images. So it's not like you have to make a journal in order to use them. Okay, let's see. I lost my place here. Mary and Barbara, let's see, good to have you. Let's see, Wendy, Marianne, hello, Marianne. Definitely fall, you're right, Tony, definitely. Jeanette, hello. Cindy, hello from Kansas. Cindy says, Glad I picked up an extra sub job this morning. So cute. Good to have you on. Great. Nima, hello. Mary, Kay, Velda, Carolyn, Terry, you guys, thanks for being on with me. This is awesome. Cherie, hello. Robin, she says, from the beautiful Recovering Mountains from Western North Carolina. I see so many names who sent me hugs. Thanks to you all. Oh, my word, yes. Robin, welcome. We're so glad you're on with us. Laura says, hi, Queen. You guys, that always makes me laugh, always. Hello. Patricia, good to have you on here. Sheila from Massachusetts. Okay, well, I won't say good morning to you. I'll say good afternoon to you for sure. Linda from Wisconsin. Cheryl from the Ohio State Buckeyes. Good to have you on, Cheryl. Dana, good morning. She's got to run, but thanks for hopping on and saying hi to us. Lorraine will also catch the replay. Susie, hello, crafty friend to you too. Chris from Indiana. Let's see. Carol, Sandy, Julie. Good morning, everyone. She says, love Watercolor Wednesdays. Me too. Me too, especially when there's something new I can show you guys. Let's see. Denise, hello from Arizona. She's looking at the Pumpkin Parade Journal class. Yes, it's on. And if you guys, I'm going to do a flip through of that journal, but it's also on YouTube. You can check it out there. I believe there's a link, Joel, to the YouTube on Facebook. So you can check that out. So just a little walkthrough. It's really cute with some Halloween music. So you can check that out too. So I'm going to show it to you, but it will be on YouTube so that you can flip through it. Okay, let's see. Susie, hello from Athens, Georgia. Miss Dequiums, did I pronounce that right? Deb from Chicago, good to have you on. Thanks so much for saying hi. Monica, greetings, Bonnie. Well, I'm in the process of selling my house. The packing is the worst, but wanted to hear about the new releases. So glad to finally make it to a class. Monica, I am too. I am thrilled. I'm thrilled that you're on, thrilled that you can make it to a class. And I know moving is the absolute worst. We've been in our house for over 20 years, and the thought of moving is so daunting to me. I literally think about it for about 5 seconds, and then it's just like, I can't deal with it. It's just too much clutter and stuff. Let's see. Ruth Ann, good morning. Diane, hello. Woodstock, Maryland, good to have you. This is great. Peggy, hello. She says she's here out of the rain and ready to meet the new items. Hooray. Yes, me too. Karen, talented Karen Day. Hello, Karen. Good to have you. Julie says journal, exclamation. You guys, now there is a class. So there is a class available on the website. However, a lot of you can look through the walkthrough and check out the supply list. So if you click on the class, it'll take you to the product listing and you'll see the supply list on that product listing. So if you look through that and you think I can make this on my own, then absolutely do that. However, the class is for those of you who just want me to walk through it with you. We go through each page, we go through each project, and we put it all together. So there's 2 ways really to do it. And I do that walkthrough so that you can look at it and you can pause it and you can look at the page and see whether it's something that you can do on your own. And way a ton of you can. So check that out. Let's see who else is on here. Sally, Southern California. Mary says super cute, Bonnie. Thank you so much, you guys. Julie from Kansas City. Sandy from Brookings. Hello. Ruth Ann says good morning, Joel. He is on for sure. Lisa is watching from Richmond, Kentucky. This is so great, you guys. I just thank you so much for saying hi to me. It's just I just am in awe of all of you from all over the country. And we're clear over on the West Coast, but so many of you are East or Central or South and just tuning in. So I appreciate that so much. All right, so I'm going to get to it and we're going to switch over and we're going to get to our project. So here is everything that is being released today. And I'm going to just go through everything so that you guys can see it. Like I said, there are 3 big things. So This is big. These are new little accessory sets for our freebies, our little promotional freebies of the dwellings. And we are on our second release of those for this year, and then they will be gone. They'll go away after 2025, and then we'll be on to something new. So these are accessory sets that are made to go with those. There are two. There are both holiday versions, so fall and Christmas. So let's just set this aside for now, and let's look at these. And let me zoom in. So there are 6 in each set, and they are really little, so they'll go great with your dwellings. And also, you guys, within your watercolor projects, like so many of you do scenes, and when you're doing a scene, you could tuck one of these back in the background. They're so cute, and they're going to work the same as your watercolor projects. So you can tuck a little row of pumpkins. I've got this little turkey that I think would be so fun to put in a barn scene. The cute little tractor, the wagon, and by the way, these two connect, so you can have your little tractor pulling your little wagon with the pumpkins. Stick the little scarecrow back in a field somewhere, and these guys would all be really, really cute. So it's not just for the dwellings. I mean, they're made as accessories for the dwellings, but there are so many other ways to use these things. You guys, so always keep that in mind. Here they are watercolored. So this is what they would look if you were to use them with your watercolor projects. And it's super easy to watercolor. I would, if I were stamping these, recommend this. This is permanent gray, light gray. This is called shadow gray. It's permanent ink. And with something this tiny, that is a great thing to use because you won't lose the lines and you won't get too much color. When you're doing these tiny little areas, you don't want to get too much color in there. And this will keep your colors bright. So totally up to you, but that would be my recommendation. And then this little Christmas set. And this too. So if you have a little structure in the background, a barn or something, this little truck with the tree would be so cute in your background with your little barn or house. This little tree, the wood with the axe, this would be really fun to use too next to a structure. So it doesn't have to be your little dwellings. It could be your big dwellings, your big structures, and you can put these things, and depending on the size and what you're using, they go farther to the front or they go farther to the back. And if it's something tiny in the background, you're going to bring them closer to the foreground. The little deer, and look at this tiny little Santa. He'd be so cute, just tucked in somewhere. Place city cards. Oh, Amy says these would be cute on place cards. Yes, for Thanksgiving. How cute! Yes, these would be perfect. For sure, that little turkey and the pumpkins. Actually, you could use them all. And just stamp it on your little place card. Color it with some watercolor, or color it with your Copics or your pencils, watercolor pencils, and they would be so cute. So these two are available on the website now, and they will be available through the end of the year. And then they will be gone, as well as the dwellings. So these are available right now through the end of the year. Okay? So, and I'll do a recap for people who may have jumped on later. I'll do a recap of everything that is released today, and just to make sure you didn't miss anything. Okay, so let's go to the bundle. And this is it. So let's just spread this out here. Can you guys, with this paper pack, I just am absolutely love it. I love it. It's got some color in it that is a little unexpected. The purple is, you can see purple in Halloween, but the blue is kind of a new color, and it's so cute. And you'll see when I show you the journal, because I just use all these colors in it. And the theme of it is the pumpkin parade. So that's why this argyle, these stars, like all these things are made to look sort of like that, impression of a circus or a parade. So that's why this whole theme, but I just love these. And these are, of course, the cover pack. So basically what a cover pack is, it's a 6x9 sheets, and there are, let's see how many, 6 designs, double-sided. So how many, Joel, how many are in here? 12 pieces. 12 pieces, so 2 of each. So you'll be able to do a journal with these, or you'll use them in your journal, or, these go a long ways. So front and back, front, back, front, back, front, back. So they're the color, they're different on each side. I guess that's the way to say it. 2 of each in your pack. Okay, so let's see. And here is the original paper pack. So these 2 are in the, so what I'm showing you now is the bundle. And the bundle, we always do this because, let me zoom out a little bit. It seems like it's really close. We always do this to give you a break on the price. So if you want to make the journal, you want to get everything right away, you can get a discount on that. It's a substantial discount on our website. So you can check out the bundle price. And there are, of course, the paper packs in it. And then these 2 stamp sets, and these are big. And if you look at the back, this is the size of these. These are big images and just so darn cute. And of course they come with dies to cut them out. So both of these have dies that will cut out the images. And you can see, let me just grab a, Joel, before you walk out, will you hand me a ruler? Yes. I meant to grab that. There should be one in that little, yes, thank you. So these are pretty good size. So let me just show you. So here, this little bunny, she's over 2 inches tall. So these are pretty good sized images, and they come with the dies. You know, all these have coordinating dies with the exception of the sentiments. The sentiments are the only things that don't have a die, but all the little candies, all the little pieces that are in here have dies that cut them out. And then this one too. And let me just take this out because I feel like it's a little easier to see. And then you can see the dies inside. So you can see all the dies. This also has a bonus die. This little banner is a bonus. So it's not a stamp. It's just a die. And in this set, you guys, this little ghost is a pop-up. And you can see the die lines here. So this cuts it and scores it. And then it is a little pop-up. So I'm going to show you how to put this together today. I want to make sure you know how to use it. It is included in the dies and the stamps. So here it is. The die cuts it out and makes these score lines so it can pop up. And I'll show you what that is. So it's got, you know, this has got the cute little window. I'll show you that. Most everything is in the journal. So I'll show it to you already stamped and die cut so you can see it. And then the dies. These are all the dies that cut out all the images. So you can see how big this set is. It's a good one, you guys. It's such a good one. Okay, let me show you this one too then, so you can just kind of see it and see the dies on it. These are the little characters in this set. This is mostly the little characters. So you can see the little cat in her little ghost sheet, and we've got a little pirate fox. This little mouse in his pumpkin. It's so cute. This little dog, one of my favorites. We're going to make this today. We're going to make it, put it on a card, and we're also going to make the lamppost. So we're going to use these 2. And then, of course, her little bunny with her little cape and hat. Isn't she cute? And then, of course, all the dies that cut out all of these little critters. So these are both just loaded with stuff, you guys. Just great. And then little Frankenstein. So we've done these in the past. We've had a snowman. Believe we had did we have a Santa? I think we did have a Santa. And now we've got a little Frankenstein, and he's in the journal too. So I'll show that to you put together. But isn't he cute? He's so cute. And of course, everything is labeled. So you know what every piece is and kind of how to put it together. But you'll be able to see from the front just how to do it. He's just so cute with his little lapel. So these 5 things are in the bundle. These 5 things. So the 3 sets, the die set, the 2 stamp and die sets, and the 2 paper packs are in it. Nima says, so expected to have a frog in a Halloween set. Okay, I gotta tell you about this frog, you guys. So this little frog was, and actually he's pretty big. So this bigger frog was part of our promo set, and he was just a little guy in some overalls waving. And I see him all the time in things that you guys post. And I can tell that everybody just loves him so much. I do too. He's one of my favorites. And so I just thought, you know what? Let's make him a little bigger for Halloween, and let's put him in a mummy suit. So that's what I did. I brought him back, and I think he's so cute, just waving to everybody to say Happy Halloween to you. So I'm gonna flip through that journal right now, and then I will tell you about the class. And then, like I said, I will go over all of these things again, but you'll be able to see these images then in the journal. So you can see what they actually look like, colored and cut out. So I feel like almost everything I used in the journal, I did. I think I used every single thing in the journal. So, it'll be a good way for you to see what these look like. Okay, so let me just grab this journal, and I'm gonna just zoom in a little bit. And here is that little frog in the window. And here's the window in that set. And I'll point these out to you so that you can, I'll point out the ones that are in the sets, the stamps. So he's waving hello and, saying welcome to the pumpkin parade. That's what the theme of this journal is, the pumpkin parade. And so all of these little critters are just all dressed up going to the parade. So let's open the clasp. And I did something a little bit different on this one. I incorporated a little, open up little door on the cover. And this is the introduction to, the little parade. Pumpkins are rolling, lanterns are bright. A pumpkin parade starts under moonlight. Marching along with a skip and a cheer. Hidden surprises are waiting in here. So inside this journal are hidden surprises. So it's the pumpkin parade, and there are hidden surprises inside, which is the fun thing about Halloween, is that you can tuck in special little notes, if it's a trick or a treat, or maybe a number, so that you can have a special prize that doesn't obviously fit in your journal, but you could have a number for a special prize, or just a description of what it is that you're going to be giving your person. Okay, so let's just start out here. Let's open all the pages, and we'll just start here with page 1. And of course it has a little pull-out tab. This says, a bunny waits by a lantern bright, pumpkins stacked under the light, dressed up in her festive witch's hat, she's hidden a treat, look under the flap. So all of these sentiments, if you get the class, you get these sentiments too. So obviously this isn't included in the stamp set. You'll get a sheet that has all of these on it. And they're ready to go. So all you have to do is just cut them out. So here is the flap, and you can put whatever you want in here. A special little note, a picture of something, a picture of a, pile of candy, a candy wrapper, which would also be really cute. Those little Hershey's candy wrappers, that would be really fun to tuck under here. So under this flap, and then in these pullouts, I just put a question mark like this. So it's a pullout and it's a question as to what the prize really is in the journal. And here are the little critters. So here's that lamppost, and here is that little bunny. Isn't she cute? She's all dressed up, ready to go to the parade. And here are her little jack-o'-lanterns stacked up by the lamppost. So let's go to the next page. And here is that little dog that I just think he's so cute. I put a little cobweb in. Here's that extra little banner, which I just love. This actually came out in another set, and I just had Joel duplicate it again, because I don't know if you have the other set, and I want you to have this banner. And it's so cute. And the great thing about this banner is that you can cut it down. So you can run it longer. So you could run it twice and extend the banner, but you can also easily trim it down. If you just have, you just want to put the word love or treat or something like that on there, you can just trim it down. So it's just such a cute little banner, easy to bend because it's really, really thin in here. And I just put 2 of them on just to make it look more festive. Here's one of the little bats from the set, and I just popped him out on here. This is a little flag. It has the word boo on it, and I just cut this out with the die so you can see he's just so cute, this little dog. Marianne says, I think the banner is in the birthday set. Could be. Yeah, it could be, because it hasn't been that long ago that we released it. But I just love it so much. Okay, so here is the ghost, and this says, lift the flap, surprise, who's here? Someone to wish you ghostly cheer. And inside is this little ghost that pops out. This is the one that's in the set that has the score lines to make it pop like this. So you can see how it folds in and it folds down flat like this. So we're going to make that. I'm going to show you how to fold it and put it together. And then you can put something in her little ghostly hand right here. I put one of the little candies. These are all in the set. These little candies. There's several of them. And they come with the die. You can color them however. And it has, this little flap. So basically what you're doing is you're gluing it into the crease. And then the little arms come forward and you can see exactly where to place something and the angle. So that's really kind of important. And I'll kind of go over that with you too. But isn't this just the cutest little interactive thing? I just think that was so fun. Okay, so let's go on to the next page. Here's the next one. A little owl with a bucket of treats flies on by and down the street. Check the pocket he left behind. Something special is waiting inside. And here again is a little question mark with the pocket. And you could tuck in maybe a date night, maybe a special bucket of treats that's hiding somewhere. You can personalize it to whoever it is that you're giving it to. That's basically what I'm saying. Personalize it to whoever. And add whatever you want. And there is room for these tabs. So if you just want to load this with treats, there's room everywhere for these little pull-out tabs. You can pull them out from the top, from the sides, from the bottom. You can pull them out from everywhere. So any of those pull-outs could be a special treat. And here's that little owl. She's flying on by. And I took this from another set, a little die set from a couple of Halloweens ago. However, if you don't have this little fence, you could just leave the window open, which would also be cute. And you don't need to make it this big. You can make it however big you want it. Maybe just a little oval that you can see through. And basically the idea is that you see through the little house, on the other side. So here's the back end of it. And this little bucket here is just this. So basically I just stamped it twice, and then I cut it out, and then I cut off the little mouse because we didn't need him both times. And then I just tucked it in over here. This one, here's that little house, and I just made it really simple. I put some little mushrooms by it and some little dry branches, and it's so cute. But isn't the blue cute in here? I just love the blue in it, the blue and the purple, and it just makes it, it just kind of has a different theme. And then I tucked this little tab in that just says boo. So you can just kind of put these little surprise things just, kind of anywhere, even if you don't make this Halloween journal. Some of these ideas you can incorporate into another journal that maybe you're making. And this just gets tucked back inside here with its little tab showing. And then we've got our little mouse with his little wagon, his little pumpkin wagon. I added another little spider web. And by the way, the spider web is part of this set. So the fence and the spider web are both from the same little die set. And here's little candy tucked inside his wagon. Same here, little candy tucked inside. There's a little gummy worm, this little wrapped candy, this one, and then the little pinwheel. So you can cut out as many little candies as you want. You can cut out as many as you want and put them just everywhere in here. So here now is the next page, and we've got this little pirate, and he's got his little pirate hat on, and he's got his eye patch on, and ready to head down to the parade. This one says, a little fox in a pirate hat hides a Halloween treat, just pull the tab. And so in this case, the window, the frame is kind of a window, so you can tuck in something or a little message or a surprise or whatever you want to tuck in here. And this will be the reveal. So when you pull this tab, it will reveal your special message. And again, maybe it's a coffee date. Maybe it's a gift card with a number on it. And, they've got to go find that gift card or whatever it is. Use your imagination and put a special treat in there. And then in here's the next one. Here's that little cat with her little sheet on her. She's dressed up to trick or treat. And I tucked in a little moon back here and this little tree. This is from another die set from probably the year before, the little fence. But again, these things are all, you can, just change them all up. You could just do the little moon, it's just a circle. And you could put something else in here. Just the little bat flying is cute. Here's the little tabs for the surprise. And you could say trick or treat also on here. And you could put your own special message on here. You could tuck another tab in, And here's the little Frankenstein. So on the package, let me just show you again. So on the package, he's green. And really, he should be green. He is green. Frankenstein is green. But I just changed him up a little bit just because of the theme of the journal. So I just cut him out and I put his little scar on his head, of course, and his little ragged clothes. And I just kind of tucked him in like that. But he's cute this way too. He's cute this way. But this is cute too. But the green didn't go with my color theme, you guys. So I couldn't make him green. But he is cute. So this is him put together. And you can see how big he is. He's pretty big. So let's just measure him so that you can see. And what did I do with here it is, my ruler. So this guy is 3 3/4 inches tall. So the pages are 4 inches. Well, actually the pages are 4.5 inches. And he is just a little over 3 3/4 inches. So he's pretty big, but he fits perfectly on a page in the journal too. He would be so cute on an envelope with a gift card inside. And then, of course, I can't make a journal without the gift card holder. I just love this so much. And gift card is such a fun thing to give. Even if your tabs, just have messages, trick or treat or Halloween wishes or you're my favorite treat or, thinking of you on this day or just, any kind of little message like that. You could put in there and then you could put your gift, your main treat in the gift card holder. Or you could just have gift cards throughout. You can do that too. So anyway, and this also has a little tab here with the little question mark. And you can use whatever, die set of alphabet you have to make that. We have a couple of die sets that are the alphabet. It doesn't have to be this big. It could be small, a little question mark. Or you can just use a marker and just pencil it in too. Just draw it in. So let's just flip back through here and then of course that's the back. So let's flip back through here. We've got our little cat in her little Halloween costume with the little bat, the little fox with the pull-out tab, the little mouse in his pumpkins with his pumpkins, and then our little house. This is a pocket also. This is a little pocket. You could tuck something in here. Special note, surprise, some kind of surprise. Here is that little, here's that little fence. I just love this idea of something that you can look through and see something on the other side. I just love that whole idea of that. So this one, this is just, and what you're doing here is you're basically cutting 2 of these and you're gluing them together. You're just gluing them down and then gluing them together, the pieces together. And then just put a frame around it of some sort. Easy, simple. Cute little pocket with and you can see these little critters are just super easy to color. They're super easy to color. They're cut out of watercolor paper, so that makes them a little bit more substantial. Watercolor paper is pretty thick. And so they hold up really well in here. And it kind of gives them a little 3-dimensional look too. Now these are popped out with the tab, a little foam dot. They're popped out. But even if you just glued them down, they're gonna kind of pop up a little bit. And then the little spook, which this might be my favorite part in the whole journal, is that little spook. Because this could be anywhere. You could put this little ghost anywhere. On a present or, as a special card. It's kind of unexpected. And then this little guy, this is the one that we're going to make today. We're going to do him and then we're going to make the lamppost, this little lamppost right here. And you can see how it cuts out. It's really detailed how it cuts out, this little line here, the little web with the spider hanging down. It really cuts out everything really detailed. And then of course the front with these tabs, and then the special little message in the cover, which I think is really cute. And that's it, you guys. That is the journal. And like I said, it's on YouTube. You can check it out and watch it if you want to try to duplicate it. Check it out. If you are interested in the class, you can get the class on the website, and there's a graphic. So there's a graphic on the on the website, and you can see the what's that called when it's going by? The revolving graphics. Okay, that's not what it's called, but the revolving graphics. You can see each one of these has a graphic, and you can click on that. It'll take you to the web, to the product page, and then you can get the class. The class, like I said, comes with the sentiments, and it comes with the all of the product list of all the supplies that you need, and this is available on the product listing. So the class is basically the tutorials. So these are video tutorials. We go through all of the watercolor projects, how to color them, and then how to assemble the journal. And we just walk through everything step by step, page by page. So that is available on the website. And then you have unlimited access to it, to those tutorials forever. You can go back to it next year and the year after and the year after, and just make journal after journal. Okay, you guys. So anybody have any questions on any of this? Any of the products, the product listing, the class, any of that? Now let me just make clear with this too. The class is video tutorials only. So Kim's classes include a kit. She has all of the cutout pieces for her project. The projects that I do, the classes that I have, are only tutorials, watercolor tutorials, because the amount of pieces in here it would be 6 months before I had any kits ready. So my projects are a little more involved and bigger, and they do not include a kit. So it is tutorials only online. Okay, so let's set this aside, and let's get to our project. And then, like I said, I'll do a little recap at the end. But here's a little, let's start with this little ghost, because I just want to show you, let's zoom in here. I want to show you how these fold. And sometimes when you see it online, when you actually get it and try to fold it, it can be a little confusing. It really can, the way that the folds work. So I'm going to show you how to do that. But here's just a little idea of putting something in its hand like that, and when you look at it, see how the arms fold in. Okay, the arms are folding in like this. See how the arm is pointing. So her little arm, I hope you guys can see this. So her little arm is pointing straight down. That's why the sign is following the length of her arm. So in other words, you don't want to turn the sign so that it's down or up, because it will show through. And the reason that it doesn't show through is because it follows the direction of the arm. That's why. So you can see when it comes down, when you start to close it, it's inside and out of sight because it's following the direction of the arm. So basically this line right here, this is the line that you want to put something on. You could put a little candy in there. You could put the banner on it with a message. You could put something in each hand. She can hold whatever. And I put a little Velcro on here just to keep it shut. But how cute is this? Just this little card that just says spooky on it. And this word also is from that die set. So the die set, I believe, that has, does it have the fence on it? Anyway, you can use whatever you want on here. You can use whatever you want. But isn't this cute? Okay, so when you cut this out, this is what it looks like. It looks just like this. Now what you want to remember, and I'm going to zoom in here. What you want to remember is there is this horizontal fold that is in the middle. And the horizontal, you don't fold it all the way across the same. So in other words, you don't fold it down like this. You don't fold it down like that. So the fold in the middle goes back. The fold in the middle goes back, and the fold on the arms go forward. So I just kind of put my, finger in here, and I kind of push this forward, and then just bend this. Just push it forward because it doesn't come all the way across. And I think that's the confusing. That was for me. That was the confusing part for me when I went to put this together, is I kept thinking that this crease was the same on the arms, and it's not. It's the opposite. It's the opposite. So then I just kind of went like this and kind of pushed it inside. Just pushed it inside like this so that I have this bend. And it will fold in. It will just automatically fold in, and just fold it down like that and just crease it. Push it down really hard. Just push it down like that. And then it will just pop forward, and it'll just work. It'll just work. So if you get this and you're not sure, just watch this tutorial again. And it's probably something really simple like that, like it was for me, is understanding that this crease is different from the rest of it, because it's all one line. It's one score line. It's all one score line, but this one goes back and these come forward. And that's what was the confusing thing for me. And you can see how the hand comes forward. So anything that's in the hand that's coming straight out is going to come down. It's going to come down, and it's going to be hidden inside. So you won't be able to see it. And then when you go to glue this in, so when you glue it into your card, into a fold, so you've got your card like this, and you're gonna glue it in. I always start with the bottom. So I just put a little glue on the bottom, and then I glue it right into the crease. So just right in next to the crease. So just like that. And then I just fold it down, and I put a little glue on the head, and then I fold it down like this, and just hold it for a little bit to make sure that it's really glued on here, and it will just, that's all you have to do. And now she will just pop right out. Fold up and then pop out. Is she cute? And really, there's not a lot you have to do with this either. As far as color, darken the eyes in, and then you could add a little bit of a shadow. Let's put this back in here. If I don't put the pin into the glue right away, you guys, you know what happens. It just gets dried up. Okay, so if we add a little bit of blue onto a palette. So let's zoom out a little bit again. And then just, get your brush. And by the way, one more thing on this. This is cut with mixed media paper because you don't want it too thick. You don't want heavy cardstock because it's too hard to score these lines. So you want something a little thinner than just regular paper, but the mixed media works great. It's thinner, it's still watercolor paper, and it's thinner, and this is what I used on here. So if you want to add any, color as far as just, a little bit of shadow on here, onto her little sheet, you can do that like that. And you can just add a little bit, kind of under her little arms here. I mean, do this before you glue her in. That would be the best thing to do. Not after the fact. And you can also add just a little bit of a shadow on the side of her head. And you could also just give her some just really cute little pink cheeks. And I did some of these pop outs, a few years ago. I mean, it's been quite a few years ago now. And I just love the whole concept of it because I just love three-dimensional things and I like surprises. So when you open the card and have something that is unexpected, I just love that. I just think it's just so much fun. So here she is. She's scored. She's in the crease and ready to give away. Okay, so now let's get to our other project here. So I've got these two things stamped. So we're going to use the little dog, and then we're going to make the little lantern. And I used a little circle and just put a little moon in the background. I just drew it in. I just got, and actually I just traced it. So I laid a little circle die down and just traced it. And let me just tell you the size, because somebody might want to know that. What the actual size of that circle is. So about 1 1/8 is about the width. So even a 1 inch or 1 1/2 or 1 1/4 would also be fine. Basically, it's just a big moon in the background. And then we're going to cut this little guy out, and we're going to attach him to here, and then we're just going to put him on a card. Okay, so let's just do it. So let's get some color on here. We're going to make him brown. Let me just move this over. We'll put some brown on here. We're going to need some gray for his little skeleton costume. This is just the N25. And let me write this number down here. This is the 947. 947. Barbara says that dog is so darn cute. I know, he's my favorite. I don't know if it's the skeleton costume that is just so cute on him or what. Roberta said, cute face on the ghost. You know what, Roberta? Halloween to me is the cuteness of it. It really is. I don't like anything creepy and scary. And so you'll never see me make a journal like that. I just don't like that about Halloween. And I like the cute, fun things. I like the trick-or-treating and the cute costumes and the candy. Of course, the candy. So all of my Halloween critters and creatures will all be super cute. Okay, so let's add a little blue on here too. So this is the, let's just scoot over here and we'll just do these things one at a time. Let me move him out of the way and we'll just do the lantern first, the lamppost. So this is the 528, and then we're going to need a little yellow. So this is 933. And we're going to need some oranges. So 933. Wait, was that 933? 993. Because this is 933, guys. That threw me. 993. And then this one is 933. 933. And then this one, a little darker, is 925. And let's see, we're going to need some dark blue. So we're going to need some of this for the sky. And this is 565. And let's see, what else do we need? We're going to need a twin tone. The green, the 249 green. 249 green. Okay, I think we've got a ton of colors on here. So we're good to go. So I stamped this in the two colors. So the dark brown and the dark blue. Because it's a larger image, it is detailed, but we do want to get some of the color out of the lines. And I just, when it comes to something big, if you can use these two colors, then do it. That would be probably my best advice, is if you can, do it. If these things are too tiny, like for example, this little spider, if he were by himself, I would stamp him in that permanent ink. Just because there would be so much color coming out of the lines that you wouldn't be able to add any color to it. Okay, so let's just start out with the moon at the top of the page. So we'll just grab some of this color and we'll start out with the moon, partly because I'm afraid I'll forget about it when I go to put the sky in if I don't do it now. Oh, sadly, yes. It's just... And remembering things anymore, you guys, is wow. And you know what? It's not my long-term memory, I feel like. It's my short-term memory. It's like what I did like literally 2 minutes ago. or what was on my mind to do 2 minutes ago, and then he's now gone. So I'm just brushing this in. No big deal. We're just putting it in. We're just going to have a big yellow moon and, you know, add some color like so. And let that dry for a little bit. And then we're going to add a little darker color to it. So this one, we're just going to add a little color. And I think you can just maybe make some little lines across here just to give it, you know, I don't know, a little character or personality or texture or something, interest. I like it, cute. All right, so now let's just go to the pumpkins since we're in the orange right now. And so we'll just put this on. Now you don't have to pull the color out of the lines. You can. You can. It's going to kind of come out a little bit anyway, which is good. And I kind of stamp this off of the oval just to give it a little more interest too. And then, you know, the center of the pumpkin, you know, that is going to be lighter. That's going to be lighter. So basically what that means is that the edges around the side are going to be darker. So that's what we're doing. We're just adding a little bit more color here. And then a little more of this down at the bottom. And basically what you want to do is you just don't want to do everything the same color. Just don't want it all to be the same. And kind of mixing it up, mixing the color up, just makes it look more natural. So now we'll get this little guy, and we're going to go back in and we're going to add some white paint to the teeth, because there's nothing cuter than a jack-o'-lantern with bright white teeth. It's just so cute. So we're going to do that. And you can add a few more teeth if you want to too. And this little guy is kind of in the background a little bit, so, and he's small, so we don't have to worry about, you know, getting too much color in here, really. Just maybe a little bit more on the bottom. Adding a little bit more in there. And then let's get our little spider here. And we're going to get a little color from the lines. And just, you know, if you have a tiny brush, use your tiny brush. That's what I should have done here, is just grab my tiny brush, but see if I can still do it. This is a pretty new brush, so it has a pretty fine tip. And by the way, you guys, your brushes will eventually wear down because of the texture of your paper. So if you have a brush that has kind of lost its tip, it's just going to do that because of, you know, brushing it over this textured paper. And so you do have to replace it after a while. Now, some of mine have lasted, you know, well over a year. And then they just get to where they're so, I've lost the point on them. And then I just have to get a new one. But fortunately, they're not super expensive. Okay, so again, I'm keeping the face light, keeping the face lighter than the rest of the body. So, okay, so now let's add some color now to the lamppost. And we're just going to use this green. And, you know, feel free to change up the color also. You know, if you want to make it gray or blue or red, whatever you want to make it. And, you know, when you're, if you're cutting these out separate, if you're using the die, like if you're going to cut out this lamppost, it's kind of nice because you don't have to worry if you go outside of the lines a little bit. You know, it'll just trim right off. So we're just going to do this, and then we're going to add another color to this lamppost. So I'm just going to drop down and do green the rest of the way. And you know, you want to just stay in each section. stay in each section. And this kind of, you know, under here is going to be just a little bit darker, kind of in the shadow. And then down here, I'll just get this part. And now I'm going to switch over to the blue, and we're just going to add some of this color in. Just to kind of change it up a little bit. It's just so much easier coloring with a brush because you don't have to worry about the lines, marker lines. And let's just continue on up here. I'm going to color this part of the lamp. And we are finished with that. Isn't that cute? You could put something a little decorative on this lamppost too. So, you know, a few little lines in here if you want to. Just add a little texture like that. And then let's add a little brown. Actually, let's do the dark brown. This is 969. This is that dark brown. So let's get this color in here, the stems, and this one here. Okay, and then we're just going to add a little of this blue into the sky, just to get a dark sky going on here. And we'll just bring this all the way around. And get that pretty dark. Okay, and then I'm going to add just a little bit of yellow inside the lamp. And where the light is, you know, that's going to be white. So we don't really need to put anything on the inside. And then we can just put a little bit of the orange, you know, maybe just kind of out here. And that's all we have to do there. So now I'm going to take my twin tone and I'm going to darken the eyes of the little spider. And anywhere that his, you know, maybe I've lost some of the lines for his legs, we can just put some of those back in. And then we want to get these little eyes dark. And then color the mouth in solid. Just use your twin tone and just color it in dark, because we're going to add that white paint. And let's do this one here. Give him a couple little eyebrows too. And then get his mouth all colored in. Pretty simple, you guys. Pretty simple. And then you can add some more teeth in there if you want to. Okay, so we are good here. Let's see what else we have to do. I don't think we have to do anything. I'm just going to take my bullet tip and I'm going to just make a little dark line under here. And then especially under here where it would be really dark. Like so. And then let's get the little dog. Let's get this little guy. And I'm going to switch my brush now to the, well, let's see, do I need to? Let's see if I can just do it here. Let's do the dog first. So we'll just start out with his ears. And this is stamped in the two colors also. So the blue and the dark brown. And just, you know, stay in each section. That's always the rule. And then the sides are always going to be darker. And get those dark areas in first. And then just kind of pinch your brush off and then drag the color over to the center so that this area is lighter. And we can come down a little bit here, get a little of this color in. And we'll just keep his little nose pretty light, pretty white. And, you know, coloring the cheeks in dark will kind of bring them forward. So just as long as this area is lighter than the sides. And let's add just a little bit of pink to his cheeks. And let's just get his eyes in, just because it makes such a difference to do that. And then just be careful to get the highlight in, or put it back in, you know, with your white paint if you miss it or lose it. And then he's just got a little bit of his mouth kind of showing here. And I'm going to just take a pencil. It's always better when you're doing the mouth to use a pencil, because the marker will just be too dark, and it's so easy to mess it up. So you can see that that's just so much easier. Okay, so let's keep going. And we'll get his paws. And in here. And down here. Okay, so now all we have to do is his little costume. And try to keep your brush pretty dry. Don't get it too wet so you don't bleed out too much of the detail on here. Just use the very tip. And if you keep it light, you can always go back and darken it up a little bit. Just a little sleeve in here. And just take your time going into all these little details. Okay. We got his little costume done. And we can get the kind of the inside here of his little costume. And kind of the edge of his sleeve. And then this little area is his neck still. So I don't want to miss that. Under here. And then let's get his little paw. A little pink or red. And isn't that cute? He's so cute. And then let's do his pumpkin. So we're using that same orange. We're going to do it the same exact way. Just add some more color to the sides. And then let's add just a little bit to the inside. Like so. And then I'm just going to take my my bullet tip from that orange. So not this orange. Let's do this. Let's do this orange. This is the 933, and I'm just going to get the handle here. This is such a small area that I could just use my bullet tip, and I can just kind of come in here too with these lines. So basically, we just want to get this darker on the outside. Just come around like that too. So now let's get the twin tone, and we'll darken the little eyes, the nose, and just right inside here we can darken that up. And let's see, where else can we get it dark? Like under his ears, where his ears are kind of overlapping. That would be a little bit darker in there. You could add just a few more little fur. Some little details of fur like this. We'll put the details back in his feet. This and his sleeve, and that is really all we have to do. You can go back in here if you want to and darken the costume. I never use black, so you know, if you were doing an actual skeleton costume, I mean, it would be pretty much, you know, if you were going to do it realistically, it would be black, but it's so much it's just less heavy, and it's harder to see the details if you're using black. So gray works, to me, gray works the best. But you can make it a darker gray. You can just keep coming in here and just adding a little bit more color like that and just make it a little darker. And if you want to, you can kind of, you know, on some of these little areas, you know, where the you could just darken, you know, some of these little areas too, you know, of his costume. Just like that. And especially if you've kind of lost some areas. Okay, so let's go back to this one. Let's move this out of the way. And let's go back to the lamppost. and we're going to use some white paint. And I'm going to first just grab my silver pen, and I'm just going to make some little stars in here. You can just kind of make them all different sizes, but just kind of like some little X's. You know, that's kind of the easiest way. And just add a few little stars. It doesn't really do it justice in here. Anything shiny, but isn't that cute? Let's just add a little silver to this spider too, just because he's cute. And then let's just add a little onto the lantern. I think that would be cute. Almost looks like a highlight on there. Okay, so now let's get the white paint and we'll add some to the pumpkin. So I'm going to take my small brush and my white paint, and I'm just going to add some paint in here into their teeth. And they don't have to be just perfect. So you could add another, a couple of them in here. And just put a whole mouthful of little teeth in here. And you can add just a little highlight in there too. I think those are so cute. Okay, and this guy, let's see, we want to add some white to his little pumpkin too. Just a few little things on his. And then let's put this together. So we're just going to take this one that is, whoops, I dropped a little water on that. But that's okay. We're just going to glue him on now onto the back. So just like this. And I can see that I just want to drop that sky down a little bit more. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to just drop that down a little bit more. And just brush this in and get it down a little bit farther. Okay, and then let's use some little foam dots, and we'll just kind of pop this up. Okay, so now let's move this out of the way. Peel those off. Yes, you guys, I am giving this away. So yes, be sure to put that in the comments if you would like to have this. I am for sure giving this away. So we can pop him up on there like that. Isn't that cute? And then we'll just put him on a card. So I've just got a little card base here. We can just put him on here like this. So let's add a little glue. Make sure that lantern is straight. And there we go. Isn't that just so cute? And you could add, so I've got a little bat here too. Let's just put this guy on. We'll just glue him on. And maybe we'll just put him just right here. He's kind of flying outside of the circle too. And it's just so cute. Okay, here's something I need to do. I just need to darken this line in here like this. Always at the very end do I just see things that I need to make a slight adjustment to. And usually it involves the twin tone. So you can see what a difference that made. It looked like it was kind of all just blending together. And so when I put this dark line back in, you see how that just kind of brought it forward? So if you're kind of missing a line, or you have a line that's kind of washed out, just put it back in. What I don't want you to do is just draw a line around it. So don't do that. Just make little, little marks. And then let's just add a little detail to these also. These little stems, and put some of these lines back in. Okay, and that is it, you guys. That's so cute. All right, so let's do a little recap here. Let's do a little recap. Let me zoom out a little bit. And I will show you the, and by the way, I'm giving this away. So be sure to say in the comments if you would like to win this little combination of cuteness. And this too, this one too. I'll give this one away too. This little spook with her little banner. So cute. So I'll give these two away. So just specify if you are, want a specific one. And if not, and you don't care, then just say you want to win one. Okay, these two are new. These are the accessory sets that go with the dwelling. So there are two new ones. So fall and Christmas. And they are just so darn cute because they are going to be great in any scene, in your large watercolor scenes as well. You can tuck these into the background, especially, I just think this little truck in front of, a cute house or a cottage will be so cute. The little wood pile, the little Santa hiding. And then, I wish I could remember who suggested this for a Thanksgiving place card, stamping some of these on there. That's such a cute idea. I love that idea. The little turkey or the scarecrow, any of these little things would be really cute. So here they are watercolored. This is what they look like. There are 6 in each set, and they will be available through the end of the year. So until January 1st, you'll be able to get these. And then the dwellings go away, and so will these. These will be gone too. This is just for 2025. So that, and then let's look at the bundle. So here is the bundle for the new release. So this is still, let me just zoom out a little bit more. 2 paper packs. These 2 absolutely beautiful paper packs. Just love them. Here's the back side. This is everything that I used in the journal. Like literally everything in the journal is from these 2 paper packs. So we'll be using this a lot if you sign up for that class. And then the 2 stamp sets with dies. So there are 2. These 2. These are mostly the little critters that are dressed up. This is the little house and the window, the little ghost that is the pop-up. And the dies come with them. So these are very large stamp sets. Here's what they look like. They're huge. And there's lots in them. They're just jammed full. And they have cute sentiments too that says positively sweet, something sweet just for you, Boo Crew, Trick or Treat, Pumpkin Parade. And then here your Spooktacular, right next to that little ghost. And here's her little banner that says Boo. Plus, with this also, remember you get the bonus, that bonus banner is in the die set. So there's no stamp for it, but it's in the die set. You'll get it. And the little house too, that's in the journal. So the little house that's in the middle, I just watercolored it like this, but it comes with the die. It comes with the die that cuts it out. So if you don't want to watercolor it, you don't have to. You can cut it out and put it in your journal. And the little window's cut out too. Isn't that cute? So this is really cute. This has a die as well. And then of course the window. The window is so cute. And then the favorite frog is in here too. The little mummy. frog. So these two sets, and then here's the Frankenstein. So our little Frankie, this little puppet guy, he is also in the bundle. So these two are separate. This is the bundle. So there are 3 sets. 2 Stampin' Die sets, 1 die set, and 2 paper packs. And these are discounted quite a bit. So you can check that out on our website. You can see the revolving graphics on the website and just click it if you're interested in the class or the bundle, or you just want to see the new products. You can click that and it'll take you to the product listing. You'll see everything on it. And these are all available right now. Also the walkthrough for the journal. So the little walkthrough that takes you through the whole journal and all the little pages is on YouTube. And you can just look through it and see, here's that little lamppost we just made. Just made that. And this will take you through there, and you can look at every page. You can pause and look at it to all of them. Here's that little Frankenstein. Cute. Okay, and the class. So the class is available on the website. It also has a little graphic. You can click on that and go to the class. The supplies and the product is on the product listing. So this is everything that I used in the journal. If you want to sign up for the class is video tutorials. So it is quite an extensive amount of tutorials, and we just walk through every watercolor project. There's a lot of instruction just in the, not even necessarily that it's a journal, but just watercolor instruction and ideas for journals. So check that out. If you're interested in the class, you can get it online, and then the videos will be available to you, and they will be available to you forever on our website. If you have any other questions about this, Leah is on and she can answer any of those questions. So I can say goodbye to all of you. Thanks so much for being on with me. Let me switch back over to you. Let me switch back over and say hello and goodbye. Thanks for being on with me. This has just been the funnest thing to make. I probably say that about all the journals. I just love these journals. I love making them. They're so much fun. It's just a labor of love. You guys, if you've made one, you know how labor intensive they are, but to gift it to someone is such a unique and special thing. So they are. But it's still, it's worth it to gift it to somebody that is really special to you. So I hope you guys get some inspiration today, and I hope you'll try that journal. It's so much fun. Check out the class and check out the walkthrough on YouTube. Terry, you are so welcome, you guys. Thank you so much for your encouragement. Always such kind words. Thanks for being on with me today. More new things to come, you guys. We've got lots more new things to come. So thanks for joining us. I appreciate it so much. So have a great rest of your day, and I